Happy New Year, guys. We are having, it's 50 degrees out right now. It's supposed to be 60 tomorrow. I was planning on doing a State of the Woodyard address, to start off 2023. Well, then I got a phone call from everyone's favorite log hauler. That's loghaulerjesse up there. And you know my policy. The answer is yes. I, of course, if there's anything that I lose sleep over, that I worry about the most, it's right here. Procurement. Getting my logs in. And serious, I am feeling it right now this time of year because my phone is still ringing and I'm kind of putting a governor on my pace of my sales simply because of my restaurants. I cannot run out of seasoned firewood. And as long as I do not have a kiln, I'm trying to get you a better view here. As long as I don't have a kiln, you just can't make seasoned firewood. I got to make it, and it's got to sit. So when people are calling for firewood, I'm assuming it's because they want it to burn right now. Well, it's not going to burn. The wood that I have coming off here, this is pretty green. The logs that he's setting these on top of, those have been here for a little bit longer, but they're still green. But these look like they've just been cut down, which is odd because of this time of year. Well, not this time of year, but the way that the weather has been. There's not a lot of logs coming out of the woods because it is mud. And I'm sure Jesse will want to talk about the conditions that he's been dealing with. We had, 2 weeks ago, the weather was trying to kill us, man. Just the wind. We had a 50-degree drop in temperature, and then it all changed back, and we're in the 50s. Tomorrow it is supposed to be 60 degrees. Holy mackerel! But it's also coming in with all the rain, so everything is just mud. The ground is just super soft. And that's why when I heard that there were logs available, I was like, heck yeah, let's get them. So these logs are all maple, he said, which is great. That's my favorite firewood. And these are smaller in diameter. And this might be a time where I'm going to change out the knife on my Japa and take out the perfect split, and we'll put in some traditional knives and we'll see how they work. I have noticed that really, if I just leave the perfect split in that machine forever, I'd be happy with it. Because, people, yes, it would be faster to put a traditional knife in there with these smaller logs. It would be, because you're only running the log through one time, where the perfect split is running it through 2, 3, 4 times. All right, so that would definitely be faster. My position with that whole thing is, how fast do you want it? I made a couple videos ago, I made an entire cord in 27 minutes. That's fast enough, man. Anything after that is just, icing on the cake, or you're splitting hairs. When I think about when I had first started, there's some geese flying over here. When I had, here they are. When I had first started, it'd take me 3 days, 4 days to make a cord. With a chainsaw and a splitter. It's, with the physicality of it, but it's also, oh my gosh, we're gonna get ran over here. Not just the physicality, but the mental toll, because some things, it's got to be fun to do it. And firewood is probably one of those things, because it's labor intensive, it's a lot of work, and it's got to be fun. Even with the machines, with the Japa, with my Eastonmade axis, after a while, it starts to become a drag. And at least in the firewood industry, when you're a sole proprietor, there's always something to do. And what I have found myself doing is just doing what I feel like doing. It's still productive. I'm still contributing to the profitability of the company, but I can pick and choose my battles. I always am comparing my new lifestyle to the way it used to be when I had a real job. The boss man or the boss lady would say, Joe, do this. And you had to do it. Now, I'll do it if I want to. And I hope that doesn't come off as being, I don't know, non-productive or lazy, because I'm not. But I think it just means that one of the benefits of being self-employed is you can choose your own battles. You can do what you want to do. That also comes up a lot too with, I get a lot of recommendations, and I agree with pretty much all of them, where people see some opportunity in my operation. For instance, the waste, the sawdust and the waste that comes off of my firewood processor. There's money to be made there. I could harvest the kindling out of it. I could find a way to make those pellets, and start selling pellets. All of these are great ideas, but I don't know. It's just at the end of the day, I got to feel like I want to do it, and I just don't feel like doing it. I hear that too, like for instance, right here. I've pulled out some big logs that are probably saw logs. I might be able to sell these or trade them with a logger, that can take them to the mill and get some money for them. I could also get a mill and mill them myself, but where I am right now, I just don't feel like it. I enjoy firewood. I enjoy making firewood. I enjoy stacking it, believe it or not, although that gets old. That gets old too. That's what I like to do, and that's what I'm going to do. It's like, I only have so much time in the day, and especially this time of year where the days are so short, where I just, it's just the way it seems that I operate. Maybe after 22 plus years of living the corporate lifestyle, saluting the company flag, now I'm taking care of me first, and that still is, I'm delivering an excellent product. I'm providing world-class customer service, and I really do believe we're building a great name for the company, at least in our area. And I'm doing that because I'm having fun, and I think it shows in what I'm doing. So at least now, I told Jesse he's too fast. I can't continue my thoughts here because he gets these trucks loaded so quick. There was a guy that came in here the other day. I could have read War and Peace to you before he got done unloading his truck. Not with this guy. So let's head on over here and let's talk to him. Here we go. I am looking at a nice looking load of straight logs. They're a little bit smaller in diameter, but I think, guys, this is going to be an opportunity to try out some different knives. This looks to be a hickory log right here. We'll take the hickory, Jesse.
Okay. You get them all. Part of the deal.
And all of the waste that you're sweeping off the back of the truck, I paid for that too, right?
Paid for it, right?
Okay.
You get to keep it.
So Jesse, the first thing is, who turned out the lights? It is 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it is just pitch dark out, man.
Yeah, it's Northeast Ohio. We get a lot of clouds.
The days are getting short.
They're actually getting longer.
Well, they're getting
Christmas,
longer now,
right?
yeah.
We're actually on the uphill slide,
Right.
I guess, on the sun.
But the cloud cover is just thick. I haven't seen the sun in a while.
No, it was pretty foggy this morning. I didn't like it much.
Yeah. So let's talk about the weather, though, and the short days. How is that slowing down the timber market right now?
It's not too bad. I don't know anymore. It seems like I don't want to get up early, so works out for me.
So did you work during the holidays? So we had Christmas and New Year were both on Sundays.
Yeah.
So we had the long weekend. Most everyone's off on Monday, the day after.
Yeah, we also had that polar vortex. Whatever,
oh wow,
that was pretty cold.
That was awful. If you guys didn't know, we had just an awful winter storm. Our temperature went from 50 degrees to 0 in a half of a day.
Yeah.
And the wind, it just blew sideways for 2 straight days.
Yeah, so I stayed home. I parked the truck inside and pulled it out on Saturday. So
would you think that anyone was working? Any trucks on the road, or the mills, were they all closed?
If they did, they probably turned around, went back home. The drifting and the blowing was the worst part. You couldn't see. I mean, it was just pointless.
It was unhealthy to be out.
Yeah.
So then we went from -6, and now we're going to have 60 tomorrow. And man, it is muddy out.
Yeah.
So
We're gonna
what's
have rain too? So
and it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow too. So what's that going to do to you? Are you going to be able to work in this?
yeah, I got a job. I pre-hauled a bunch of stuff out, but I can't turn around in the field, so I get to back up about 1.5 miles to get to it. So. But I got work.
Yeah.
So I'll be working on that, and I have some other jobs that are on driveways. So probably tomorrow I'll be sticking with those. And but yeah, I got work. It kind of slowed down because it got wet, and then it got cold again, and then I got, like I said, pre-hauled probably 10 loads out. So that'll keep me busy for this week and part of next.
Mm-hmm. Where are you seeing the firewood going now? There's a big increase in the market with homeowners. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, just like any year, once word gets out, you start selling some. It goes wherever has a wood burner, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And then our last time that you and me spoke, you had purchased some work sites.
Yeah.
And we had put that offer out, and there were some viewers that took you up on it. Is that right?
Yeah, probably about 5 loads or so, and then probably a little bit more after that. I still have to get back to a couple people. The freeze really didn't help me, and then the new year, and then I broke a spring again, so I had to replace that. So I'm finally back up and running to where I can catch up.
Yeah. So if you are interested, if you're in the Northeast Ohio area, send loghaulerjesse an email to loghaulerjesse@gmail.com.
Yep.
Cool name.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It just kind of stuck to me.
And if it works out, it works out.
I can't seem to shake it.
Yeah. You were the popular guy at the Paul Bunyan show this year.
So.
So, yeah, but consider a few things, though, guys. Where do you live? Can a gigantic truck, an 80,000-pound truck, get in there?
Yeah, that's always it's always tough for me to ask, and nobody's had most of the people that get firewood loads, they've either had it or had trailers or stuff like that. So.
And you breaking driveways, you know?
I try not to get on concrete driveways as much as I can, because I mean, the driveway might be fine, but when you're backing in, your front end always swings out, and then if you get off the drive, that's when you bust stuff. You know, and you're getting back from the soft ground up on, and then your outriggers. So yeah, I try not to, but it doesn't always work out that way.
Just random thought here about you getting stuck in the mud. Is that like an acquired skill that you have in getting unstuck, or when's the last time you've had to call in a wrecker service? Yeah.
I haven't had to call a hook to pull me out of the mud ever.
Really?
No.
That's quite a...
yeah, I probably just shot myself in the foot.
You just jinxed yourself there. Yeah, that is quite a record.
Most of the time, if I'm in dire straits, I'll take the whole load off, and then I'll take all my decking boards off the whole truck, lift the truck up, put my snow chains on. That's worst case scenario, put the snow chains on.
Yeah.
That's why I have them back here now. But then I'll put the boards down underneath my wheels and then back out.
That's one of the benefits of having the crane on the back of your truck.
You can be, unless
you can pick the rear wheels up off the ground.
Right, unless you sink the front wheels. If you sink the front wheels, then you're kind of in a bit of a pinch. But no, I've rigged up a couple things to get out plenty of times. Don't worry. I've had dozers hooked to the front of my truck with it in gear with the throttle on, pulling while I'm driving the truck with nobody in the dozer, and then I'll set the brake to stall the dozer out to get out. And yeah, I've done a lot of silly things.
Oh my. So it was you that told me when you had first started, you got your truck stuck. Yeah. And you called up your dad, who's a log hauler. Right. And you says, "Dad, I'm stuck in the mud." And he said, "No, you're not."
That was a backhoe. I told him I had the backhoe stuck, and he said, "You cannot get a backhoe stuck." Yeah. And I didn't know how to use the bucket and the hoe to pull yourself and do the whole. But I learned. Once I learned, I realized it's really hard to get a backhoe stuck. I tried.
When we moved the 405 back here with that big telehandler, I won't say who it was. It was a certain YouTube channel, Woo, who got the telehandler stuck. And I had talked to you, and I said, and you says, "It's not stuck."
Well, I wasn't here, but normally you could put the forks in the ground and then pull down and push away, and it would push you back out. And when you do that, you could actually lift the back end. I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't here,
Well, the point is, though, is that
Glad.
yeah, if anyone has ever noticed, and I think they have because they say it all the time, is how resourceful you are. You know, you are an owner-operator. You work on your own trucks. You fix stuff that's broke. You keep your truck on the road, but you also got the skills if you do get stuck or just get into a weird situation. You got the creative mind and problem solving to fix it.
Like I said, I followed my dad for a while, and he's a bit of a bull in a china shop. So if there was a way out of something, he would figure it out. So
and
I learned a lot from him.
He was at the Paul Bunyan show too. Yeah. Right. Yeah, and he's still driving a truck. Is that right?
Yeah, he hauls equipment for a guy and hauls dirt and stuff and all that. So.
Yeah. All right. So
no hill for a climber is what he'd say.
Yeah, I hear that. Jesse, we got a nice looking load of logs over here.
Yeah. These are the ones that you were looking for in the beginning. These ones here that you can just pick up, move yourself.
You would bring me logs like this one, and I'd say, Jesse, these are too big. I need smaller logs. Yeah. And you would say, I've didn't bring you so many loads of logs because I knew you would complain about them.
Yeah.
And now I'm telling you, why are you bringing me such skinny logs? I need bigger logs.
Because when it comes to any kind of firewood, it is what it is. You can't really change the size of them.
And I'm at the point too where I'll take them. The machine that I have is versatile now, where it can, I mean, it feeds on the bigger logs, but I got an answer for these smaller ones right now. So, and that has been our direction. If you find logs, we're bringing them here. And if we run out of room, we'll make room somehow. What I am feeling right now in the 1st of January, you know, I wish I had about 10 times the firewood to sell because I know I could sell it. And this is my limiting factor here, but it looks like we're starting to get it figured out.
Yeah, you're already ahead of yourself. I don't think you had a load by, what, the 1st of January last year?
Yeah, there was one that came in early because I remember how cold it was. And then we didn't see each other again until like late spring.
There should be plenty of this, as much as you want.
That's good. And this is coming from pretty close, right?
Yeah. This works out good for me. It's not too bad. The guy that cut it, he knows what he's doing. He cut everything 22 foot long, and he's got another pile to cap off. Most of the time, they'll have it all mixed together, and then you got to sort through it. So it took me, I think, 15 minutes to load that, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It unloaded it about as fast as I put it on, which is unusual.
Well, that is my challenge in making these videos, is talking real fast because you finish up too quick for me. I can't complete my thought.
I guess I'm doing something right.
Yeah. All right. So we got some more skidways to fill up here. We got 3 more skidways, so I'll have to get the outfeed up and out of the way so that you can get backed in here for the next few that come in.
It's on my blind side. I'm sure I just bend that right around.
That would be bad. All right, so if anyone's got some questions for Log Hauler Jesse, put them in the comments. And if you're in the Northeast Ohio area and you think you can handle a load, I would estimate probably anywhere between 5 and 7 cords probably, huh?
Yeah.
For homeowners, I think your yield's higher because you're not scrapping stuff like I do.
Yeah. Plus, there's a lot of smaller stuff. So yeah, I'd say 5 to.
And these are green. These trees look like they were alive last week.
Yeah. They're not now.
Yeah. Okay, guys. I hope you enjoy this. Happy New Year. And I will try to do a state of the Woodyard video here coming up, and we'll use it too as like a benchmark to see where we are and how far we can get going this year.
See how full I can get this place.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be a nice problem to have, having too many firewood logs. This machine is so quick. I mean, the next thing I know, this was a pile about this big, and the next thing I turn around, it's gone. I'll take it. All right, guys. I hope everyone has a great day.
Have a great day.